Just mixing up some purple with alizarin crimson and the ultramarine blue. This is not a very strong glaze, although they're dark colours. And we already have on canvas the areas of texture that denote where the trees are. So if I just stiffen that glaze a little bit now, and with one stroke, go over the areas where the trees are, I can recapture them very quickly. And let's just reflect that down below. Now the detail in there is fantastic, and that's not a very strong glaze, although they are dark colours. Let's add a couple more, just for the fun of it. Now we didn't empower the canvas with those trees, but there they are. Fantastic. Okay. Staying with the purple, we'll change this in a second. Let's just tickle in some glazes, as you can see, with a brush flat against the canvas, just to bring out some shadows, going over where the trees are, of course. We're not too worried about any of those things. This is the purple glaze, and we'll reflect a little bit of that as well. Use the runnier glaze for reflecting. Just tucking in under the rocks there, and some reflections for that. Now let's alter the colour. I'm going over here to the Italian pink, and I'm going to darken that with a little bit of crimson, just so it's a bit fiery, as you can see, and we'll put a little bit of that in here and there. Now I'm just scrubbing across the canvas, as you can see. We don't want to cover too much of it, because the changes do happen very rapidly. Now you'll see that I've nestled some of the glazes in under where the rocks are, and the brush was flat. A quick scrub across the surface of the paint, letting the texture do its work. Now we can go to some green. Actually, this is a semi-opaque colour here. Notice how it also helps to harmonise some of the raw energy that we had from the previous stage. Doesn't matter, of course, if you just go through some of the other glazes. Notice that I'm doing it very, very quickly. I'm not fiddling. I'm just letting the images themselves happen on canvas. And we'll reflect some of that. Oh, that's a bit green, isn't it? I might just dull that off a bit. And here, as I scrub very carefully, not to interrupt too many of those previous vertical glazes, I'm just adding glaze right across that band there, and that helps to set the water in. Okay, we can go quite dark now. Okay, this is quite a blue colour, and it's not a runny glaze, as you can see there. I'm just going to restate a little bit of my trees again, which were lost. I'm holding the brush flat, and the glaze is only coming off the tip of the brush this time, so that that side of the tree has the glaze on it, that side doesn't. And of course a quick reflection, and the other reflections and trees. Notice that the stiff glaze stays on the canvas, and we're developing a lovely montage of foliage and trees. And now just add some darks here and there, not too many, because these can be very visually powerful. Some in under the trees and bushes. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? A bit of a bush thing there. I've got a bit too much of a dark band across there, but we'll fix that. And of course some very quick applications, not too much because we've got quite a bit of glaze in there already. Isn't it powerful how it does that? Some darks in up under the foliage, going through the trees to get a nice mesh of imagery there. And I might extend up to the top as well. Now I didn't overdo it, it was very quick. And now all we do is get a lot of medium, mix up a dirty sort of mix that's quite light, not too strong, and wash it right through the lower part of your painting. Try not to spoil the glazes that you've done before. so that they sit happily. Of course, you will engage them a little bit and let it run. Beautiful. Okay, just cleaning the palette now. We're going to scumble again and bring back some of the lights. I'll need some more white actually, so I'll squeeze a bit more out. So I'm mixing up a scumble mix. You'll get that, of course, from the DVDs and eBook. I'm just using raw colour out of the tube for the demonstration, just to show you how the colours themselves are altered dramatically by the combination of techniques. And there we have some scumble mixes and the big flat bristle brush, and I'm simply going to add more colour and energy, the same as we did before, to areas where I think it needs it, and of course reflections. And you might need to wipe the brush in between these strokes and just pick out areas that you think could do with a little bit of extra colour or light. I said it was a bit dark all the way through the bottom there, so I'm just lighting up some of those areas, as you can see, and reflecting, being very careful with those reflections. And I think I might just pull away a little bit again, like we did before, from the trees, just to give those a little bit more prominence. There we are. Down the bottom, of course, we can do some horizontal strokes for the reflections and a little bit of colour here and there. The idea is that we're building up the surface of the paint. Wherever you find some strokes that are rough and coarse, that's the time to give them a quick scumble. Notice these are very quick, and I think I'll just increase the effects in the water here. Not too many, just different strokes. There we go. And if you want to, you can just build up a little area of light. Just taking care now to go either side of the trees, still using the big brush, creating amazing effects of detail with that big brush. And I might just reflect a little bit of that light as well. And we can, of course, just increase that quality of light. Not too much, just enough to re-engage the canvas, pick it up, give it some light, and there we are. You'll notice that the texture, the surface of the paint is helping to create the effects ever more. The glazes re-engage with the work, they help mould the image, the scumbles help bring out the foundation for the next layer.